Today we have a 2017 Maserati Ghibli S. This is video number 15. It's me, it's your boy Bro, and I am your bro man. Borrowed the Ghibli from our friends at Fusion 9. Fusion 9 is a new restaurant in the Research Triangle Park located off of the Morrisville Parkway in Morrisville, North Carolina. This Ghibli I have here is a Nerissimo edition. Nerissimo means extremely black. So this is black on the outside, it's got a black interior, it's got 20-inch rims, and even the grille is blacked out. So starting from the front of the car, it's got the classic Maserati grille. Like I said, it's all blacked out. The new headlights on this Maserati are those adaptive headlights, and they adapt from high beam and low beam based on visibility. It has 20-inch wheels that are blacked out, and I love that red brake caliper. Like most luxury cars, when you lock the Ghibli, its mirrors fold in. The windows are on this car, they don't have that frame, so this is a cool, this really looks cool. Moving on to the door, it has a nice touch, a nice finish to it. Brushed aluminum inserts here, and when I was driving it at night, I realized that all of your door handles have like a little LED light in there, so this lights up, and it has a decent little pocket, a storage pocket here. Now moving on to the interior of the car, I will point out a few things that I don't like about it. So the first thing is, I noticed that some of these buttons, the buttons on your door, they are the buttons that I had on my Chrysler 300 and the Dodge Charger. So Fiat owns Maserati and Fiat owns Chrysler and Ferrari and Alfa Romeo, so I guess they just pick parts up from the parts bin and use them. So the start button is on the left hand side, not at the usual spot on the right hand side, it's on the left hand side. I've seen this in Porsches where you would put the key or have the start button on the left side, because this was from the days of racing for Le Mans, where you had to run into your car and start it, and you needed advantage of every single second. So you had keys here, so you just put it in and start it. I have these big metal paddle shifters. Instead of them being mounted on the steering wheel, they're fixed, so you can move the steering wheel around, but this always stays where it is, so that way you always know where your paddle shifters are. Second thing that I don't like about this Maserati is this. So this is your lever for your turn signals, but this is a little shorter in length than the paddle shifter. So anytime that you're driving and you go to change, you want to use your turn signals, your fingers bump into the paddle shifter. On the left hand side of your steering wheel, you have your cruise control button, so you can set your cruise control, and on your right you have the buttons to accept a phone call, voice recognition button, so that once you press it you can talk into the system, and then this helps you toggle through the menu. And in the middle you have this beautiful Maserati logo. I just love this logo. Which brings me to the third thing that I don't like about this Maserati, the steering wheel. Look at it, this is a huge steering wheel. In most sports sedans you would have like a really compact steering wheel, and this does not. This is a very big steering wheel. Not a big fan of that. So you have your two analog displays, that's your speedometer and that's your tachometer, and you have this little menu in the middle, a little digital menu in the middle, and the background of both of the analog displays are like blue. They're not like your usual black that you get in other cars. And with this you can toggle through the menu here, so you can go and select a bunch of things. What you want to be displayed. Do you want fuel economy? Do you want to see your trip odometers? There's a lot of things that you can do from here. I've seen this infotainment screen on my Chrysler 300. So I think they're just using Chrysler's Uconnect system, which is not a bad thing at all, because I really liked the Uconnect system. It was pretty fast and it was good, it was responsive. It's been rebadged, of course. You see that Maserati logo down there, and that's like your home screen. You press that and it brings up all of your options and things that you can select. This has both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so it's got you covered there. And just in case you had forgotten what car you were driving, It says it's a Ghibli. You have this little analog clock here. This looks like the eye of a cyclops or something, but hey, it's an analog clock. The interior on the Ghibli is quite nice. I like it. It's not over the top. It's quite nice. But I'll say something that this being a $70,000 or an $80,000 car, they could have done a little more to the interior, you know, like a lot of cars have a wood insert here or a brushed aluminum insert there or carbon fiber and things like that, just to make it look a little better. And another thing about the Nerissimo package is that it's black interior with this beautiful red stitching. This goes all around on both sides, on the doors. It looks beautiful. You have your gear selector. That's a pretty neat gear selector. And here you have these two dials that you can use to circle through your menu. So the first one, the one on top, is the volume button, and the one on the one below is what you would use to toggle through your various controls. And when you're ready to make a selection, you just press the button on the top. So I have selected screen off. You just press it and boom, the screen goes off. Then we have two cup holders here with a charging point in the cigarette lighter style. This also has a light inside, so this glows at night, so you know where it exactly is. On the other side, you have your parking brake. This activates the sport mode. Now when you put it in sport mode, you get this little diagram showing you all the areas it's changed. This is the funny button. It says ice, right? But it's got nothing to do with snow, ice, sleet, anything. And then this is your ice mode. Then you have a button which says M, so this activates your manual driving mode. And then that's your traction control button. That's what you'd use to turn it off. And then you have your hazard lights at a weird location, but hey, it's there. Further back, so it tells you that it's a Nerissimo edition and it's one of 450. So they only made 450 of these for the US and Canadian market. So this is one of them. You have this like little storage compartment here. It's not huge, but it's decent here. And this is the one that I like the most. This is the big center storage console. This is pretty big. So if you keep it on, anytime the car is on, this is cooled. I love that. They continue with the red stitching on the leather in the second row of seats as well. You get the brushed aluminum door handles, and these have LED lights behind them, so these stay lit up. The headroom isn't bad. I have a fair amount of headroom. Speaking of the legroom, it's quite decent actually. You have your vents. You can open how much ever you want to. You can adjust the vents from here. But the seats are nice and comfortable. I mean, they look similar to the seats up front. They have these nice red stitching on them. And on top, all seats have the Maserati logo. The middle seat here, you can drop it down. So you get two cup holders at the back, and you have a little storage space here. That's the view from the passenger seats. You have a really spacious trunk. The side profile on this car is beautiful. Ghibli S and the Ghibli S Q4 have the twin turbo 3-liter V6, which puts out 404 horses. And this engine is designed by Ferrari. The seating position is not as high as your SUVs. It's not as low as a sports car. It's at a height that you'd expect of any sedan. I love the visibility out of this thing, man. There's so much. You can see so much all around you. I love that exhaust note. I don't know. It's not loud, but it's got something there, like it's telling you like, I'm here. Unleash me, and unleash we shall. So let me go ahead, put it in sport mode, and I'll put it in manual as well, so that we can have some fun. Foot on the brake, foot on the gas, let it rev up to about 3,500 and go, right? Should be easy. Oh wow! Oh my God, that was quick. That was quick. It did not feel like a sedan. It felt like a sports car. Wow, that was quick. The paddle shifters, man, they shift like just like that. So that's a good thing. I like it. That's a very good thing. The beauty of this car is anywhere you go, people look at it and they're like, oh, a Maserati, a nice Maserati. Like I've been filming, like the whole time I've been filming, there have been a few folks who've been walking by and I'm like, oh, I like your Maserati. That's a nice Maserati. So yeah, it'll get you a lot of attention. Although it's not my car, but it gets you attention. This it eats up most of these bumps. You don't feel a lot of the bumps on the road. And the other thing I really like about it is that the interior is really quiet. It's very quiet. It's surprisingly spacious. I was expecting it to be a lot more snug or not have as much space as it does, but it's got a good amount of room on both sides. Not even with the low roof line, it's not bad. I'm about 5'10" and I have maybe a couple of inches of headroom here. And for the 2017 model, what Maserati did with the Ghibli was they added a lot of features that they had not done in 2014, and people were complaining about those things. So now this has forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring, if it's lane change assist, adaptive cruise control. It's got parking sensors in the front and the back. Could you use this as your daily driver? I think you could. There might be a cost associated with it though, as it is with any performance car. The more you drive, the more you'd have to change stuff on it, like tires and all that. So the more miles you accumulate, it's gonna have a cost associated with it. You see a lot of BMWs, a lot of Mercedes, a lot of Audis out on the road. But anytime you see a Maserati, you turn and look and you're like, oh dang, that's a Maserati. So that's what you get with this car. Let's head back to the Mini and wrap up this video.
Fusion 9 is a local restaurant located in the Morrisville area. We have a concept of farm to the table, and we encourage local farmers. And our staff is really friendly, and we offer an absolutely amazing fine dining experience.
Hey, it's my video.
Sorry.
Come on, it's my video. We are at Fusion 9. Check out this awesome bar right behind us. They have a huge selection of craft beer and liquor of all kinds. So come on down, check them out. I'll have the website in the video description below. So let's talk about the cost of ownership. So this is a 4-year-old car. Cost of ownership for the first year or 12,000 miles, it's $500. Then 2 year, 25,000 miles is $800. Then 3 years, 37,500 miles is about $1,200. And then 4 years, 50,000 is $1,800. And then you need one set of tires. They have staggered tires, 245s and 285s. That's about a $1,600 tire for all four. So that gives us a total cost of $5,800. Divided by the number of days, that's about $4 a day. So let's give it a score, shall we? So on the looks, it's a 9 out of 10. On the Braap, it's an 8.5 out of 10. On the maintenance, it's a 6 out of 10. And on the usability, it's a 7.5 out of 10. For a combined Bhromance score of 7.75 out of 10. So the Maserati Ghibli, it's an amazing and fun car to drive. This is for the person who wants to have a performance sedan. You're not satisfied with a regular sedan and your regular stuff, and you don't want family life to hold you back. You want to have fun, and you want to have something that's a little different from the Audis, the BMWs, and the Mercedes of the world. You want to be noticed. This car is gonna get you noticed no matter where you are, where you go. It's spacious enough inside. You can seat 4 adults comfortably. It looks amazing, it sounds amazing, and it's deceptively fast. It's a little high on the maintenance, and if you want to take it to the track all the time, probably not the best car for that. But if you want to go around town in style, get noticed, this is the car for you. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bro out.